Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Spike. What up?
Spike. All right.
Yep. Could I get us off the rails? Just jump right off the
Of course.
rails. So we were just talking about bangers. We were talking about thrash. We were talking about other things. The wife and I went to Savers yesterday because I got
It's the
her.
weirdest fucking transition.
Yep. Because
thrash music, and then we went to wife and I
We
went to
Savers.
It's happening. It's happening. Because I got her some Lego tulips
Ooh.
that were on sale. And
Did she put together her Christmas flowers?
Yeah, she loves them. We have lots of Lego flowers. They're great. We love them. So we were looking for like a fun vase for these tulips. And we were walking around, and when I go to a Savers or literally any other thrift shop, I allow myself at least one compact disc because I have a compact disc player in my car. And I don't have a CD burner anymore. So I can't do that. And I only have an aux cable in mind because it's an old car. And so I wanted to share. I got two albums very disparate. One was God Shuffled His Feet by the Crash Test Dummies, which is one of my favorite albums of the 90s. And one of those that when you listen to it when you're that old, you don't get it. And when you listen to it now, you're like, oh yeah, this guy is just like going through some life. The other one, speaking of bangers, MTV Party to Go 7. I need you to listen to this lineup, okay? Freak Like Me by Adina Howard. Candy Rain by Heavy D. This is Human Nature by Madonna. Here Comes the Hot Stepper by Aini Kamosi. This Is How We Do It by Montel Jordan. Short Man by 20 Fingers. Thuggish Ruggish Bone by Bone Thugs. Dear Mama by Tupac. Can't You See Notorious B.I.G. with Total, I think one of the Junior Mafia. I Want to Be Down by Brandy. Freaking You by Jodeci. And wrapping it up with I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men. Now tell me, is that
Madonna track really stands out as the only thing that should not be there?
What does?
That Madonna track is really...
Yeah. It's Human Nature. It's a remix because it's Party to Go. That was like when she was just like making songs to see if they could get remixed into dance hits. And it's not a bad jam. But yeah, it's track number 2 on the entire album. So we get it out of the way, and then wrapping up with Freaking You by Jodeci and I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men. Come on, baby. Bring that home. Anyway, off the rails. Had to do it. When we talk about bangers, non-stop bangers. Three bones. That's worth it for Thuggish Ruggish Bone alone.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Cleveland, represent.
Wow.
Anyway.
Yes.
Welcome to Prep School, where we talk about MTV Party to Go Volume 7. They also had Volume 4.
Elder Millennial Music.
Yeah. As I jam out to Zombie Dance by the Cramps.
Hey, the Cramps are great.
Yeah, I've got a Prep School playlist. I can share it if people really care to hear it.
If you care, why don't you share your music with me?
It's what
Sorry.
It's what I play when we do Prep School.
Also, if you need MTV Party to Go Volume 7, I put that link in the chat.
Jesus.
Beautiful.
Jesus El Salvador.
Hell yeah.
All right. So Matt yesterday was like, hey, I don't think I'll be able to make it because he was doing some sales.
Yeah, baby.
Because Matt's doing some part and parceling down and making that fat G.I. Joe cash.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, let's just do some elevator pitch stuff. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to toss out elevator pitch ideas for our 3 streaming games. Don't need a whole bunch of like words about it. I just want some like, hey, this let's just build off of this. We'll spend like 30 minutes doing pitches and then we'll do a little bit of updating. So I got a couple for Star Wars. I can't remember how to spell Hapes Consortium. You can tell, look up a lot of Star Wars stuff on Google.
HAPES. Spelled like it sounds.
There's another one too I had for Star Wars that I think I already lost it. Fuck me. Oh, God damn it, brain.
Work, brain. Hey, did you know that the only good bug is a dead bug?
I did.
I was watching Starship Troopers last night as well. Sorry.
What were you watching?
Starship Troopers, baby. I got that 4K Steelbook.
God. I don't think I've ever heard anybody that excited about Starship Troopers.
It's a good flick.
It's an amazing satire. It really is. It's up there. But what you got to do is watch out for the people who don't get that it's a satire and are like, yeah, let's kill some bugs. It's just like, woo, nah. I think you're missing the message.
Yeah.
That we're the shitty invaders coming in to hurt these people. I'm doing my part. I love those. Like,
oh, the weird
like newsreels.
Yeah,
that's so
that
great.
shit's is when you start to really like go, oh, this is just like Nazi propaganda shit. It's kind of wild, especially at the end when Neil Patrick Harris's character comes back and he's literally dressed like an SS officer.
Yeah,
it's
and like the big moment of jubilation and celebration is, oh, these bugs are scared shitless.
Yeah,
it's afraid. It's like, wow,
it's gross. Real gross.
It's amazing.
All right, what do we what are some pitches we can do here, folks?
Hitting pitches.
I've been really interested. I really enjoyed. I don't know if you read any of the Alphabet Squadron books, but I really love.
No, they're great.
I love good Squadron books. I used to always really love the X-wing books, and I really like the idea of essentially like a hit and run series where you basically are starting with a certain number of ships and some parts, and then you're basically like hitting up shipyards and things like that, and you're not always kind of keeping the ships, but you're kind of, you could use a really fun like rolling table to see like what's available at different shipyards, and then you're essentially kind of like you're trying to essentially like outfit a wing of fighters, and the idea is that it's maybe a little bit sandboxy, in that you could choose which shipyards to hit, or which objectives to try to complete. But basically, just thinking about that era of building rebellion, that there's something fun about that I really loved about Rebels, and that I thought would be a fun, basically like a covert team that is just like building wings of ships for the rebellion. God damn.
Are you reading Spikes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty solid kind of wings of old ships. Yeah. Have to be old.
I do like that a lot.
And most of this is inspired by just like, I really love ship mocks on Instagram and stuff like that, and like looking at where they're borrowing from old sets, and picking that up, and even looking at lots that I've been looking at buying. It's typically like, oh, I don't really actually want Poe's X-Wing, but if I could get Poe's X-Wing, then I could have those barrels. And if I could make a black modified B-Wing out of that, like now I'm starting to get excited about it, and so just like thinking about a lot of that, or essentially like some of the stuff that they had in the sequel trilogy, or like the quad jumper, are basically these,
I love the quad jumper.
They're essentially these kind of like mocks, of different like pieces that are assembled for like very particular things. And that's what I really enjoyed about Alpha Squadron, is like they very intentionally had different types of ships because there's different needs.
All right, what else we got?
Can you tell us a little bit about just kind of what the new status quo for DNO is for the kind of new season?
So yeah, they are aged like 3 years. At the end of the last season, they got grounded. So they have to come to next session with like what happened in those in between 3 years. As far as subplots that are going on, we have the ongoing fact that Shannon's home plane is kind of under like subtle takeover by a Rakshasa. It's not so much subtle anymore. And Cassandra's character, whose runes allow her to take people through the Dreamlands, is basically desired by what the hell is that dude's name? He's Joe Manganiello's character.
Oh, yeah.
Archon the Cruel. He wants to use her as a conduit to bring Tiamat's forces in mass back to Kryn. But the key is she doesn't fully understand how to use that yet. But that's a thing that's bubbling in the background. Nate's character is kind of his people that live in the liminal space. He's kind of like a folk hero, but Nate's such a good utility player that he hasn't really pushed a big story for himself. And Ryan and Shannon both have two characters. Shannon's other character is a Nimblewright, who is like kind of searching for found family, kind of has found family, but also is kind of crushing on a Tabaxi boy. And then Ryan's character, Monty, is a kind of can't think what a GIF who was from a technologically superior world that got pretty much destroyed. So it's like one of the first planets that the major bad guys who are basically unmaking the multiverse are unmaking. Although he did figure out that there might be some life left on it. So there's that. There's also the fact that he was slightly kind of and not infatuated is the wrong word, but like blown away by Ares. As far as like, to him, Ares appears as like his kind of hero from his, like, basically like his Captain Planet type character from his homeworld. So he's like, oh shit, it's the commander. He's all pumped about it. Also, he had a crush on another girl in the class who sacrificed herself by taking the spot of Hypnos. So Hypnos could go on an extended vacation. So she is basically Hypnos right now. And he had a horrible vision, a portent about how that'll shake loose. Akko escaped from his afterlife and is back in Sigil, and is living in Bryland's apartment. And Brian and I talked about maybe doing like Akko as a crime noir detective in Sigil. So
That's amazing.
So I don't know. That's kind of where we're at with all that. They want to do less big stuff, and I am totally okay with that. I feel like we did a bunch of big stuff, so I'd like to shrink things down.
Okay.
So it might be a riffing off of Harry Potter and other kind of things like that. And we have so many NPCs, it's fucking ridiculous. And they interact with a small group of them. So that was another thing that they have the opportunity to do in their thing is to pick NPCs and do some stuff with those as well. So,
okay.
But yeah, that's kind of where that is.
And Chaos Scar, I mean, I know that there's a lot of different characters that have
not as many as
played.
you think.
Okay. But what do you feel like the vibe of that is? I know that the
it is the most like strange, which will be interesting Monday night, tomorrow night, because I've got Ian and Zane are playing with Cassandra, Brian, and Michael. So Michael is kind of the perfect in between of those two groups. The Chris, Zane, Ian group, Joel in that group as well, tend to be more like murder hobos, just straight up murder hobos, and not really giving a shit about anything but getting paid. The other group is like very much not that. They're very much like, oh, rather than fight these dudes, let's try to make friends with them. So they have made friends with a clan of kobolds. They've made friends with a group of goblins, headed by a very friendly bugbear. And a lot of that was like I changed because they were like going out of their way to be like we should pal up with these dudes. They don't seem to be doing anything bad. So let's pal up with them and see if we can help them out. So they've actually done a lot of like running around and trying to build like relationships between the keep or the outer bailey of the keep and these burgeoning societies. So they've actually made me change a lot of stuff and get away from like just being like, these are bad guys. Instead, it's become like, oh, these kobolds were actually helping these farmers out. And then the farmers all got murderized by cultists, and the kobolds feel real bad about it. So the players were like, oh, we got to help these fucking kobolds out. We got to help them be farmers. And then the goblins were like, had taken an overturned cart and they were calling it a fortress. And they were doing a toll on the road. And the PCs were like, well, yeah, the impenetrable fortress of Dib, the love truck stop of Dib. And then so then they went down there and met those folks, and they were like, well, these people just want to have a place to live. Like, and these goblins aren't bad, they're just kind of refugees, and this Dib dude is actually kind of fucking great. He just also wants to be left alone and sleep a lot. So, So there's been that. Then there's also the running back thing of them finding out like the history of the scar prior to it becoming a scar. So a lot about like all the hidden rooms of Voran Earthsmane, who was like the big Earth Genasi wizard in the area, who didn't have like a castle. He had a central room of portals that allowed him to go to these different basically rooms he put all over the place.
Okay.
So it's like walk through a portal and then you're in his library. Walk through a portal, you're in his bedroom. Walk through a portal, but also some of those portals don't lead to anywhere anymore. So, and that his ancestor is in the area trying to basically find his shit. So that's basically kind of been the overarching stuff. There's a lot of stuff in between, but like
Yeah.
they have a like small family of halfling murderers who want to kill them. A halfling cultist of Torog where they broke up their cult. There's a lot of intrigue in the Outer Bailey because the Inner Bailey is controlled by an army of Arathis worshippers who took over by running the previous mercenary troop out, who were like 6 adventurers who may or may not have been evil. And the Outer Bailey's like, well, fucking, we don't want to be preached to. The mercenaries were like, do whatever you want. Now we're afraid this paladin who's got this army is going to force religion upon us. And when there's already like 3 other religions in the Outer Bailey. So there's a bunch of that shit.
Yeah. I love the kind of setup that this space is taking, where, you know, the kind of assumed bad, you know, races, you know, we've had the conversation with D&D, are like the ones that are, you know, the most welcoming and open, and it's
grip it and rip it, Justin. Yeah.
It's the halflings that are, you know, cultists and murder hobos. It's just like a nice inversion. Yeah.
Also, I'm using the red hand as something that's starting to kind of come back a little bit.
Okay.
And the Chris group, the Chris group found a crypt, and in the crypt was a hobgoblin princess who's a vampire, and she almost got out, and they were like, oh no, this is bad. She had a room full of goblin vampires, like just a gaggle of them, that they were like, we cannot fucking let this happen. So they flooded it. Also, then they figured out it's actually was in the Feywild and not where they were. Or the Shadowfell, I can't remember. Like they walked into it. And they freed a devil who was guarding it. Who was like, hey, thanks, bros, for freeing me. I'm going back to hell, but I'll be sure to look you up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hobgoblin refugee farmers.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of a bunch of hobgoblins who are just like, I do not want to be reconscripted into an army.
Dude, you need to have like hob aid, like farm aid, and like something's going on where like the halflings, the cult is like trying to stop it from happening, and the hobgoblins just want to put on a good show to raise some funds to keep them, you know.
Well, I kind of want to keep the cultist lady and the brothers Gray in the background for a little bit longer before I'm going to spring some shit on the players with it, because that was like months ago, but I want to kind of, because I think there's only 4 brothers still alive. Hey, Shaggy. So I don't know, but yeah, that's something I definitely want to put on there is what the fuck? Kiss my butthole. The Return of the Brothers Gray. Oh, that didn't work? Okay.
David Gray. Remember him?
No, I do not.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Wow.
Babylon.
I do not remember that.
Well. Late 90s, I think. Was he?
Oh no, he was well into the
2000s.
Well into the 2000s, yeah.
Yeah, it's when there's that like almost like a second like kind of British invasion, but of like alt music, and yeah, he was on there.
I don't remember.
Oh no, you're right. It was released July 1999. Man, that feels like it was so much later. I just like don't remember that being around at the turn of the century, you know?
I think it took a while for him to like
Yeah.
get some traction with stuff, because I remember like seeing him and then like I was just like, what is this? Not my thing. And then like later a friend of mine was like, have you ever heard? I was just like, oh no. No.
God, I can't remember what those guys were called.
What kind of dudes? Or
There
is it
was
like
there was some a group that the PCs ran into that were out of a
okay.
particular book that were like a ant colony or like a wasp colony in space that were like, but also like they were like the British Army during the height of the British Empire. They were like a super colonial like
a
invasion.
colonial colony?
Yeah, basically.
I love it. I love it.
I can't remember what they're called. Nate keeps asking about them.
I mean, have these people encountered Squatch dogs?
Squatch dogs?
Yeah, like cryptids. Are there any cryptids in like Chaos Scar feels like
Chaos Scar. No, but I definitely like the idea of putting some fucking cryptids in there.
To me, like Chaos Scar, like that always feels like the flavor for Chaos Scar. There's like all these things that you can't explain and you don't necessarily know the history of, and it's being unfolded. And yeah, man, cryptids.
Skin one on like a forest giant. Yeah. That'd be amazing.
I mean, we still have. Well, I mean, we have old Gem Crust.
Old Gem.
I guess it's kind of cryptidy. You know, he's a giant boulet who has his outer carapace is covered in gems.
Ooh.
And I keep that thing in the background all the time. So when they see shit, they're like, oh shit, is that Gem Crust? We need to run for our fucking lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically Jaws.
Yeah.
Like there was an early adventure where they ran into some God, I can't remember what the fuck I was doing here. Must have been down here. Where they ran into some smaller boulets, and that's where John Senegar suplexed the boulet. John Senegar, a thief who's really bad at thieving.
Mm-hmm.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yes. He always feels like no one can see him.
Time is up. My time is now. You can't see me. My time is now.
What the fuck was it? It's like... Is it not in this folder?
Maybe it has been lost to time.
There it is. It was in the TPK one of these two volumes. No, I just have too much stuff.
Yeah, man. I hear you. I have like just reams of stacks of like books and like all these like old, like a few years ago I went to this like used bookstore God, somewhere in Wisconsin, I can't remember where, but like they had all these old like D&D supplements in these Trapper Keepers and stuff, so I bought those up.
Hell yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Maybe.
How's it going, Shaggy and Spike? How you two doing? I'm gonna throw some questions out to you. What's your favorite color?
What is the airspeed velocity of an Outlands swallow?
African or European?
I don't know.
What kind of cryptid would be a good cryptid for that area?
I love using shambling mounds because you can incorporate all the Swamp Thing and Man Thing funness. I also just like really enjoy things that can be tied into the natural environment and like be explained away as not just randomness, but that they could be something that people have done to the earth that is activated in that way.
I like that idea a lot.
That's really good.
I think everything that has ties back to actual consequence of people's actions.
Good to find. You need to explain what a catoblepus is to me. I'm intrigued.
It's a looks kind of like a cross between a horse
What?
and a giraffe.
This is a real thing?
Yeah, it's got like black skin. It's like got a aura of like rot around it, I want to say.
Oh, wild.
Yeah, it's a cool.
Ooh.
It's like it's an actual like folklore monster. Gotta think of a name for this.
First described by Pliny the Elder. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, this is legit.
Oh, Pliny the Elder, yeah, one of Sawbones' favorite people. They bring up Pliny the Elder constantly on Sawbones.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there is some goofy drawings, but then there's some really just rad depictions of this guy too, man. I never knew of this monster. Thank you for this is amazing.
Yeah, that's a temporary name.
It's a lot of observation, my friend. You'll be great.
Oh, the old knowledge.
Ooh, Elder Eyes, that's creepy.
Ooh, very flappy. I like that.
It's a flappy
Don't
boy.
know why.
Flappy. Oh,
got them flaps, y'all. You're gonna be sweating bullets, but you got this. Blue's my favorite color too, Shaggy. Also, I donated to your Polar Plunge, dude.
Yay. Oh yeah, I will bring that. I'll put that in the chat as well.
Yeah. Miss Lippy's favorite color is green. Billy Madison still holds up.
Absolutely.
The Watchmen observe the observers. Who watches the Watchmen?
Oh yeah, one thing Nate's doing is he's rebuilding a planescape ship.
Oh, cool.
He's been learning how to sail it.
People with mechs. Very good.
I love that. He's doing that in Dino.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is really cool.
God, I really wish I could find this, but it's pissing me off that I can't. I really want to use hopping vampires.
Yes. Oh God, what are they called?
Like Juanti. No, that's Juanti. I'm thinking. I can't remember what they're called, but yeah, I like them.
Chinese hopping vampires. Love those things.
They're very cool.
Jiangxi.
Jiangxi. Closer than I thought.
Yeah, man. Those guys are cool. They're great. Yeah, they hop with their arms outstretched. That would be a wonderful visual to throw.
What the hell's the auntie? What would they be?
The snake people, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to I want them to find like a place where like the Yanti are like in suspended animation.
Oh.
But I want to think of a cool name for
it. Snakes do a hibernating thing, actually, but it's not called hibernating.
Is it called torpid? Or torpor?
Rumation.
Rumation?
Rumation. B-R-U-M-A-T-I-O-N.
Oh, B-U-R.
B-R-U.
B-R-U.
Rumation. Instead, they go into something called brumation in the winter. State of partial dormancy and sleep. How about that?
No, that should be up here. No, that's right. What was the hopping vampires called?
Jiangshi, I think it's like Jiang Shi, all one word.
I'm missing a G in there, I think. I thought there was a hyphen in there.
Here, let me look that.
Nope, you're right. Ooh.
Nangaland. Let me look at that.
And okay, I already got that kind of. Oh, yes, good to find.
Oh, the floating head with all the
Yes, it's a. Oh gosh, I can't remember. It's like somewhere Indonesian or Taiwan. It's somewhere in Southeast Asia. They're one of the most frightening monsters.
What's that? There's a oh god, there's a movie that features one of these.
Bali, something in Bali.
Mystics of Bali.
Yeah. I want to see that. I've never watched it. I see people review it all the time, and it looks buck wild.
It is. It's insane.
There is also a monster in D&D that is like a head with wings. It's like a vampire type thing. D&D head with wings. It's called the Vargul. I've used those before, but I'm going to use them in D&O. Vargoyle infest. Oh no, got Vargoyles in the. Now I want to grab the map because there's an area of liminal space. It's like a all run down, like broken up. I don't want Chaos Scar. I want DNO. And I want the map. Give me the map.
I want the map.
Give me the map, Lebowski.
Show me the map.
Just give me the map. All right.
Oh, why can't we move? Okay. Scuttling Ruins. In good to find. Thank you. That's a great idea and welcome. I don't remember if you've been here before, but welcome.
Just give me the light.
In the elemental plane. Okay. Other ideas. Please. You guys are killing it today.
Oh, Magic Mike. What?
Whoa, Mike. Hi, buddy.
It's been
a
coon's age.
A wandering
hey,
wise woman is who comes to Restwell is secretly a Penagalian. Mike, it has been forever. It's good to see you, even if it's just digitally. Also, brumation is such a good word. I want to use it all the time now. All right, let's keep going. What else we got? Who's got something for me? Lay it on me. Give me a sweet, sweet idea fodder, Bubbas.
Kids, one who's ooh.
Oh, damn, Mike, that's diabolical. I like that.
I love it.
2 children show up to Rustwell. One is secretly a Pangolian. The other is not.
Yeah, and then you can just do the thing.
Merchants. Our street merchants are they also with DNO, I promised that I'm going to try to stick further away from horror.
What?
Horror.
Ah, yay.
So yeah, hey Spike, that's a really good idea. Has anyone watched Delicious in Dungeon? Or read the
only me, I guess.
manga? Jinshi has this thing where they get to an area of the dungeon he's cleared, and there's earth golems there, and they're like, "Oh shit!" He's been using them to plant food inside, and then he beats the golems. He harvests the food, and then lets them reform after he kills them. He replants the seed, and so he always has food. He always has fresh vegetables and fruit. And they're like, "Well, these golems kill people." And he's like, "That's not really my problem because then those people are just fertilizer."
Fertilizer, yeah.
And the one wizard, she's like, "So we're eating people?" And he's like, "Hey, it's a cycle of how life works." How do you think?
Great.
Yeah, it's great. It's really good. I love the idea too that there's an entire guild that comes and picks up the bodies of dead adventurers to see if they will have their team will have the money to revive them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It makes you want to run a mega dungeon real fucking bad.
I would play a mega dungeon.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, Delicious in Dungeon is outstanding. The manga and the anime.
I haven't messed with the manga, but the anime.
The manga is great.
It's wonderful.
Yes, the anime is the anime is the manga. Pretty damn spot on. A little less like it's condensed just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
But you know, just call them farm golems. I love that. Cassandra immediately will be like, "Oh, you stole this." Yeah, it's a great. That show is full of some of the wildest, interesting ideas. I love the idea of like there being this constant thing of groups going into the dungeon and they running out of provisions. Now this group has been like since they met Senshi are like, "Oh yeah, we don't have to go back up for food. We don't have to pay for it. We just eat what we find. You know, we just eat what we kill."
And like the whole thing of like, adventurers' diets are so bad. They just eat like all these salted, like cured meats, and drink mulled wine and stale bread. And then he's like, "I'm getting all my." It's just, I love that. Like,
all the little like mimic-esque stuff. Mike, we used almost that exact thing. So great minds.
Ooh,
yeah, Living Armor Mollusk was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was so
also that
creative.
sword thing that's in the background becomes real important later.
Oh. I love the one. I think it's the same one with the Living Armor Mollusk, but the one with the mandrakes and how
it's that mandrake one's before,
has like the whole convoluted way to get them. And the other guy's like, "No, just whip him right out of the ground." But then he finds out, going through all the extra step and taking all the extra care with your cooking makes it taste so much more.
I love that. Yeah, she feels like insecure in all this and upset because none of the shit that all the ways she's been taught technically don't work as efficiently in practice. And then it turns out that, they do because you get such a much better, like you said, much better flavor.
Yeah.
Also, as a guy who's a professional chef, I mean, I'm sure that show also like hits you so much harder than it would anyone else.
Yeah.
It's such a
Whenever
celebration of food.
Whenever there's food in anime, I get super excited because there's something about anime food, like they really take care for it, I guess, with the animation and also like I love the Food Wars anime. That is wonderful. That is so good. And also just this, it's such a genius idea.
Oh,
And wonderful setting, and like, yeah, man.
It's beautiful. It's such a fun show. I can't recommend it enough. If you're out there wanting it to something that scratches like the D&D itch, or scratches even if you like the D&D movie, and you're looking for something that kind of has a similar vibe, Delicious in Dungeon. It has that same kind of, it's not overly serious. It's super fun, like, and it's crazy inventive. I like that, he's like, oh, but you gotta, if you want to eat like ooze, you have to do it a particular way. You can't just eat this shit. You have to like prepare it a certain way.
Yeah. Yep. Spike. I am a trained chef.
Colin, I've never had your food, but I know Beard has, and he raves about it.
Yeah. Next month we're gonna try to get Dungeons and Dinner going again. So you are invited, my friend.
I appreciate that, man. That's very kind of you.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? And if you don't make it, I'll bring food over for the walk. So there we go.
I'm going to sweat down some grilled onions today because I want to do that French onion sandwich you sent.
Yeah.
Also, I think I'd like to maybe put Granny Smith apples on that sandwich if I can find a really good cheese for it. I think that would be amazing.
I feel like a Gruyere is very good.
Yes.
Good. Or a nice brie.
Or even a Munster.
Very nice, yes. Tony loves Munster.
Munster's really good. I love brie and apples. I will eat a whole fucking thing of brie with just apples in a night. Anyway, okay, back to business. What else we got? Because, I mean, we're just... Yes, oozes are like blowfish. You can't just fucking eat them. What else we got? What else? Anybody else got some good ideas? I feel like we've been... anybody getting Star Wars stuff? Dino, like I said, it's going to be more like fun, I guess. Like more like Kirby-esque. Chaos Scar is a little more like classic D&D, although I say that and it's not at all like classic D&D.
I feel like one of the other things I thought about was what if we did like a series of kind of serial one-shots. One of the things I really enjoyed about Star Wars a couple years ago is they did kind of like a series of number ones that were all set within like the prequel timelines, and it was just kind of one-shots with focused on a couple of characters. I was thinking it might be really interesting to have like devoted kind of one shots. Maybe it's just like an hour or something like that. But as a kind of anthology clip, I think that one of the things I've really enjoyed about that game and even about some of the smaller Extra Life sessions is when you only have like 2 or 3 people and you're really like running super tight, because there's no like lag, when you have a lot of people and people are kind of like wondering whether they should jump in or kind of take hold. When you have really small group, they're always kind of confronted with being a part of that. And I think it takes the pressure off to last week's conversation about running when you run down, that it takes some of the pressure off because you're always kind of an active participant in the storytelling, which I always really, I really enjoy. Also, I don't know where this fits, but I use giant crabs, like giant, like a huge number of giant crabs in Tasty Boys back in the day, D&DDT, and man, that was so much fun. Anyway, things I'm thinking about.
Oh God, Mike, no, I'm not doing that to anyone. That's horrifying. That's fucking horrifying. Has anyone played White Plume Mountain?
I don't think so. That's like one of the like OG.
It's an old school, yeah. It was also like one of the 5e, like when they were doing 5e, it was peace was never an option.
Yeah.
All right, you buttholes. I'll do it. That feels very DNO.
Yeah.
And yes, Whelm, exactly. There's a part in that where you've got to find Whelm, which is this incredibly awesome artifact. It's a giant hammer, and you go into a bubble inside of a room that it's like a big, like cavernous room full of boiling water, and you're inside this big bubble, and there's a giant crab guarding Whelm. It is. So you have to be super careful because if you pierce the bubble, you're all going to get boiled alive.
Ooh.
It's terrifying.
Wait.
Awry? Is that how you spell it? Nope. Yeah, maybe? No.
AWRY.
A
WRY.
Super Spike. Yeah, dude.
That's amazing.
Its heart is a magic dagger that must be. No. Mike, what'd you say it was? I'm going to say its feathers are daggers.
Ooh, Archangel.
Yes. Its heart.
Archangel the duck.
No.
Or the goose, excuse me.
It lays eggs of gold with a molten center.
Oh, what if? Okay, so it lays these golden eggs that are super dangerous, but every once in a while it lays this egg that looks like a normal, stupid, stinky dud or something, and inside there is something wonderful.
I like that. These are extremely dangerous.
Be back 1 second.
But every once in a while, a normal egg will be birthed that has a random magic item in it. This is just an animal trying to live its best angry goose life. Okay. Sweeter, kinder egg. Okay. Back to. No, that's not what I wanted. What is it? Okay. We gotta. Where were we putting that cryptid? I don't think I had a name. Do I have a name for? I don't have a name for these woods.
Oh, hey. It's 11 o'clock and I need to pop off. So I'm going to bid all of our...
What are these woods called? Somebody just tell me.
Maple Knot Forest? I don't know. That was horrible. No, don't use that. It's terrible.
Or it could be in the Weeping Holt. Yeah, we'll put it in the Weeping Holt.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bone thugs out.
Peace. Later.
Bye.
Ooh, Mike, that's a cool idea.
Oh, damn. That's really
Like it just, yeah, a slow metamorphosis over time. That'd be cool. Every time it regrows. That's awesome. Ooh.
Each time it regrows a head, they are more reptilian as it is slowly morphing into an actual Hydra. It does honk.
Ooh. Chat, throwing up some awesome stuff today. Loving it.
That's a good idea, Mike. If it gets a 9th head, it will have the Medusa effect. Oh, yeah, I feel like we got a decent amount of ideas.
Yeah.
Shockingly enough, Star Wars was the one I had the least. I'm going to save this. I think I'm going to play a little bit of Zomboid and probably stream it. Yeah.
Cool. I think I'm taking the kids to the Bricks and Minifig store in Roseville, where we have founder status, so we get percentages off. Yeah, and they part of there's a whole package deal to it. They finally got the little limited edition, or in store, like tailor-made minifigures, so the kids get that and stuff like that. So yeah, I think we're gonna do that.
Did you oh god, what was I gonna say? Did you see the D&D Lego thing?
Yes, and they're gonna do possibly put out a line of the collectible minifigures.
They are putting a line out.
Oh, they are. The
video I sent, they released like what was going to be in the line.
I need to recheck that then, man. Because I just found. Oh god, I don't have my phone on me, but I found this. I'll throw it up if anyone's interested in the Discord, Meng on Meng. But I found this app that helps me if you find certain collectible minifigures that have it'll be next to the barcode, just like a little one of those scanny dealy thingies for your phone. You can see what's inside of it. So like the other day, like Tony and I, we went to like try this out, and yeah, the QR code. And it was amazing. Like I was able to find like all the current line of collectible minifigures. I got like my little goat herder guy that I was very excited about. I got a couple of harpies, man.
Yeah, there's an Aarakocra, there's a Dragonborn, there's a Tiefling. All of them are coming with a male and female head. They don't they'll actually be wearing cloth, some type of clothing all the way down, so you don't have to worry about matching skin colors.
Spike, you're not right.
There is a group of actually named characters. There'll be a Lady of Pain, Zastam, Strahd,
Minskin Boo, I'd assume.
There was no Miskin Boo in the thing I saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
They showed a very bad picture of the set, which is going to be like $330.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah, the one with the dragon, like around the tower. Yeah, that looks it. Yeah.
It looks neat.
Yeah, it does. I'm probably gonna get. I'm definitely gonna go crazy on those for sure. Another thing I just did though, because like I'm kind of I'm transitioning out of using like traditional D&D minis for D&D. So what I've done now, I've got all these old like the play mats, the battle mats left over, and I found this place that makes clear base plates. so I can
Oh,
lay those down now
wow.
for the grid and everything. So I'm like set. I am so set in what I want to do to accomplish Lego D&D. Like I'm so excited. So
Do you
excited.
know what you're going to do for
Dungeons
Dungeons
and
and
Dinner?
Dinners?
So I've the past 2 years I've created and I've been able to run it one game with one group in this. I created this whole world, whole homebrew, whole cloth, this whole continent with all these really fleshed out like histories and everything like that. So I was thinking if everyone's cool with it, I might put that out there.
Oh yeah, man.
Like
That's amazing.
one of the like it's this big thing where this whole continent's kind of been closed off from the rest of the world and stuff like that, and like time is they're very unaware of what's going on, so and very much concerned with their own like politics and stuff like that, and there's been all these civil wars over all these years, and like the big bads in the game are the largest nation on this like island continent, and they're known as the Teg Imperium. And they are into eugenics, and through like selective breeding, they've made only like the biggest and buffest people across like all of this whole continent or whatever. So, or in their country. So like you'll find like halflings that are like 6 feet tall because they just been bred to be that way and stuff. And so it's kind of wild and fun. And they have this tree called like steel oak. So it's like a tree, but it's as hard as steel, and they're the only people that know how to like harvest it and stuff. And they've created like they're kind of like a ripoff of Space Marines, these soldiers that just are in this huge like lobster shell armor, and they can just crush through anyone. And they've been able to work out like how to get the steel oak to be super thin so it can catch air currents. So then they have like these little like forges inside these flying ships, and I don't know. I got really into it. Did
you by chance listen to Ether Sea on Taz?
No.
You should listen to Ether Sea, especially like it's maybe one of the best arcs, and they basically took D&D as a system and eliminated everything else.
Yeah.
So like magic wasn't really as much a thing. Instead, they use like hard light constructs. It's all about a world where the surface gets completely ended by an apocalypse and everyone flees underwater.
Ooh.
It's really good, and the music's amazing.
What was it called again?
Taz Ether Sea.
Okay.
I think there's like 30 episodes of it. They're going to go back to it eventually. But they went away from it for right now. Because right now they're doing Taz versus Dracula, which is pretty great.
Oh yeah, found that right away.
It's sweet, dude. Really good. But is
this the McElroy brothers joint?
Yeah, it's a McElroy's. It's Taz, so it's McElroy's.
Awesome. All right, dude.
And it's Griffin. Man. Griffin is running it, so it's good.
What is that?
I am not a fan of Travis. I find Travis's running to be not good. But I liked Justin. I really liked Steeplechase was fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Clint doing short stuff like Ultra Space and Commitment, because he always does superhero stuff, and I like that. Hey, by chance, did you pick up V Rising?
No. Oh God. That's another thing because I've just been hearing a ton of good stuff about that, but have yet to get it.
You should pick that up so we can play it together.
Okay.
Because we could be vampires together. It's like $20. It's a like survival crafting game, but you're vampires. So like you got to watch out for the day. You build your castle. You can enthrall people. You eat people.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really good. I haven't played it in a while because I couldn't get people to play it.
Yeah, man. No, I'll for sure. I'll probably get this either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, it's real good. I've been kind of dying to play it. All right. Well, Colin, where can people find you?
You can find me Tuesdays. On the Tuesdays that we're doing Meng on Meng, Mengin and Mengin. Otherwise, Thursdays we're doing Spoopy Boys. Sometimes it's Nashy Boys. I think we got a Nashy Boys due.
We do. Super Spike, up to let us know what your schedule looks like so we can make sure you're there.
Yeah, Super Spike. We need you. And then you can find me sometimes hanging out here doing some prepping, and I play in Scum and Villainy. So whenever we get that going up next, I will be there
Next month.
And yeah, you find me here, there, everywhere.
I think you played in Chaos Scar once as well. Like
I did. I was a cat.
Yes. Well, I can't. We have like a really wild voice. I hope that character comes back.
No, yeah. Oh no, yeah. Because I was doing. I was a cat that had a Tom Wiseau voice.
Yeah, you were talking. You were. Yeah, that
was the barbarian. I kept on like sleeping on his shoulders. Yeah, that was great. That was a fun time.
Yeah, so you should come back.
I'll come back. Yeah. Oh yeah. When's the next game?
Tomorrow. But we're full up. We got 5 players.
Yeah, no,
it's
okay.
So our Star Wars is always the first Monday. Then D&O is the first Monday. Star Wars is the second Monday. Chaos Guard is the third Monday of every month. So,
and fourth Monday soon to be taken over by Dungeons and Dinner.
There you go. If that's what you want to do, you please do. And we still want to do meet and greet this summer.
Ooh.
We cook meat wonderful. And just hang out.
Yeah.
So Chaos Guard tomorrow night. It's Zane Riley, Ian, Cassandra, Michael, and Brian.
Good group.
Meng on Tuesday. I don't know what I'm working on.
I'm gonna finish up my Venom, and then I think I'm gonna to maybe Dragon what I have of the Rivendell set and keep working on that for the camera.
Yeah, my brother-in-law asked about that.
Oh, okay, all right. Then I'll definitely bring it up.
Because he's big into Lego. He's like, hey, when's your buddy gonna work on Rivendell again? I'm like, I don't know. I don't control him. I'm not the boss of him.
No, I'll definitely do. Yeah, I'll bring Rivendell out for sure. Yeah, because I've just got like a few pieces left on Venom, and then I
don't know what I'm gonna work on. Maybe I'll paint some more because I just sealed this dude, but I'm very happy how he turned out.
That Elemental turned out really good. There's some amazing highlights to him where I'm just like, damn, how did you get that? It looks so nice.
I gotta wrap up with the wood golem. And then I need to finish this transparent emerald dragon too.
That's cool.
Because the base has been done forever. I just need to finish cleaning them up a little bit. I'll do something. I'll paint something. I don't know what it'll be. Maybe I'll paint Superman's head for my Primal Age.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Oh God, there's a light. I'll work on something. I don't know what it'll be, but and then Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday.
Yep.
And then that's it for the week. And then prep school on the 25th. All right. I really appreciate everybody coming, hanging out, giving us some absolutely stellar ideas.
Yeah, great job today, chat.
I think I'm going to jump on for an emergency zomboid for no more than 2 hours.
Ooh.
But I haven't played that character since last time we did emergency zomboid, and I kind of want to get back into it. Yes.
That's great.
That's very true, Mike. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your Friday. Like I said, if you want to hang out for a little bit longer, I'm going to jump over and do a battle of games. So, Colin.
I'm going to go buy Lego. Thank you, buddy. Pleasure as always being here and chit-chatting and throwing ideas around. I love it. Great place. Great space. Great people.
If Beard was here, he'd make us listen to the music. But you know what? I'm not Beard, so you don't get it.